Today's daf is Masechus Nazir Daf Mem Vav. Zok the Mishnah. Mishnah is 5 lines from the bottom and him and on the base. Mishnah says, Mishnah is going to discuss how a Nazir cooks his carbon shlomim. Zok the Mishnah. He cooked his carbon shlomim, or he shaylik it, which means he cooked it a lot. Looks like two different pshatim, but let's just go with that pshat. Then Zok the Mishnah. Hakoyin noitos hazroya. He would take the upper part of the leg that's closer to the head. B'sheila min ha'ayil, when it's cooked from the ayil, the carbon shlomim. V'chala matzah achas min asal, urkik matzah achas. He would take 2 sets of chalas and urkik matzah echad. The halacha is that a Nazir Torah has to bring with his karbanis 6 esroinis and 2/3 isarin soiles, of which he would make from that, he would bake 10 chalas matzahs, and then another 10 rikike matzahs, which was a different type of matzahs, but revichin he would not bring. Okay, so bring two sets of chalas, 10 of each, one of chalas matzahs and one of rikikin. So zaktim ish. So you bring chalas matzah achas menasal, rikik matzah achas. When noisein al kapia nazir menifan. The kohen would take all of these and he would put it on the hands of the Nazir and be meinifit. He would do tenufa. So that's what the pasuk says a Nazir does. He would be moilach umevi, back and forth and up and down, and milo morid. Va'achar kach hutar anazir lishnas yain. After he finishes doing that process of the tenufa, of the matzahs and the carbon, then it's hutar another l'shtim yain. The another becomes mutter to drink wine, uletana l'mesim, and to mitame to mesim. Reb Shimon says, "Came v'shenizrak alav echem and adamim hutar another l'shtim yain l'tama l'mesim." He doesn't have to wait for all these things to take place, the tenufa and all this stuff. Once one of the dams of one of the karbonis gets spritzed, the nazir becomes mutter to drink wine and to mitame l'mesim. Zakti Gemara Tana Rabbanan. Brisa says, it says in the Torah at the end of Seder Kravas Karbonos of a Nazir, it says Va'achar Yishtaha Nazir Yayin. It says after a Nazir could drink wine. What does it mean? Zakti Brisa. Achar Amaisim Kulam, after his Makavos Karbonos and Teglachas, Divrei Rebbe Lezer. That's what Rebbe Lezer holds. So according to Shittas Rebbe Lezer, he can't drink wine until he finishes all these things, karbonis and taglachas. Chacham is saying no. This says va'achar yishan azu yain. They could drink wine is achar ma'isi yechidi. It's only after one singular ma'isa, which is, let's say, one of the karbonis' blood had zrika. So even if he were a mak of the other karbonis and he did not do kiluach, he's not a nazir anymore, and he's mutter in all isuri nazir. That's Shittas Chachamim. Zok the Gemara my tamai d'Rabbanan. What's pshat in the Shittas Rabbanan? Why do Rabbanan say it's enough for one zrika from one carbon? L'chayra, the pasuk says va'achar yishtan nazar yain, right? So the pasuk is only what it pashas. The pashas of the pasuk is that it's telling you after he finishes all these things that we just spoke about, which is be makrabol karbonas and taglachas. Like what's pashas shan Rabbanan? The Gemara wants to know. So the Gemara, because Ksiv Hacha, it says over here, after Karbonos and Nazir, Va'achar Yishtan Nazir Yain. It says over here, Va'achar Yishtan Nazir Yain. Uchsiv, and it says also that he does Snufa, it says, Achar Skalchis Nizroi. So we learn now, the Gezer Shava, Achar, Ma Hasam, just like the Achar over there, where it says Achar Skalchis Nizroi, is Achar Maisi Echidi. It's talking about after a single Maisa of Taglachas. Afkan Achar Maisi Echidi. So this Achar Yishtan as a Yang, he says also going after one Maisa, which that Maisa will be enough with one Zrika from one carbon. So for Gemara, maybe I'll tell you that no. That over here, maybe he needs to have after all the Maisas. How do you know it's after one Maisa? Okay, so the Gemara's kasha is that this that it says in the pasuk, Achar Galcha is Nizra is also talking about after all the karbanis. So frak the Gemara, so the Gemara says no. You know what the answer to that is? Because ihachi gezer shavan lamali. L'chara, we have nothing for the gezer shavat to teach us. Because on the Mashmois HaKasav of Achesh Nazir Yayin, you could understand that the Kavan is after everything that it says in the parasha. So Ibizoi, what's the Gzera Shava teaching you? Achar. So Avadi, you have to say the Gzera Shava is coming to tell you that after a Maisi Yechidi, which is Rikas Dam of one of the Karbanas, is Mutter and Yayin and Tama. Zok the Gemara Viter. Amar Rav, Tenufa Banazir Makeves. This halacha that we saw before, that you have to have Tenufa, or I think the Mishnah brought it down. So Rav says a Nazir is Ma'akev, and as long as you don't do Tenufa, he's considered still a Nazir and is not allowed to drink wine. Zok the Gemara Liba the Man. Which Shita is Rav going in? Ilema, if you want to say Aliba the Rabbana, you're going to view Shit's Chacham the Bryce at a whole. That a Nazir is Mutter Yayin after a Maisi Yechidi, even just one Zrikin from one carbon. So it was a Tiklachas. Am Rabbanan Lema Akva. So Tenufa Mebaya, the Rabbanan say that Tiklachas and Guvan Nazir is not Ma'akif him to drink wine. That means he could drink wine, he's Mutter Shias Yayin as soon as he has one Zrika from one carbon. So Tenufa, which is not in the Guf of the Nazir Mibaya, it's Pasha, it's not Ma'akiv according to Rabbanan. So it can't be going to Shitz Rabbanan. It's Ella, Liba de Rabbelezer. You have to tell me it's going to Shitz Rabbelezer. It says that after all Maisim, he has to do all the things that a Nazir has, Torah says the Nazir has to do, only then he's Mutter Yayin. So Rav's adding on and saying even Tenufa is Ma'akiv. So Frekti Gemara, the opposite is Shver Pshita, it's Pasha that it's Ma'akiv. Because Amar Lezer, Acher Maisim Kulam. Lezer says clearly, after he finishes all the Maisim that a Torah said the Nazir has to do, so the Chayr Tenuf is included in that. What's the Chiddush of Rav? What's Rav coming to say B'chlal? Zok the Gemara, no, because Ma'u the Tema, I might say, Kimlin Kapara. Since the Gabi Kapara, Tenuf is not Ma'akiv, Shashiare Mitzvahi, it's really not part of the Guf of the Mitzvah. It's just an extra part of the Mitzvah. So Hachanami Legabi, the Heter Fshias Yayin, Loi ta'akev. Maybe Tenufa should not be ma'akev. It should not be included in all the mice in the Releza holds that are ma'akev by Nazir. Kamash Malon Rav, but no. Tenufa is ma'akev. Sechtas Menachas Daf Yotes is mavur that Tenufa of a Nazir is different than all other Tenufas. Why? Because since it said in the Parasha of Nazir, it says the word Toiras, and it also says Ken Yaseh, so we learn now that Tenufa is ma'akev. And this that it says over here in Argamor, that according to Shitz Chacham, Tenufa is not ma'akev, what's Pshat? That's because the pasuk in by Nazir, by the Paragvav pasuk Yotes says, when Nasal Kabei Nazir, Acher Skalchis Nizor is mashma, that the Torah is Toila Tenufa and Taglachas. The whole din Tenufa is only after Kimitz Taglachas, and since Taglachas itself is not ma'akev, Yishulcham, so immediately they hold that Vada Tenufa is also not ma'akev. Okay, that's Meir Simcha says. That's Pshat Chacham. Although the Gemara Menachos test says it is ma'akev. Zog the Gemara weiter. So frag the Gemara, mi ma'akva, could a Tenufa of a Nazir ma'akva, a Nazir from drinking wine, according to Shizr Belezer. But Tanya lechir I'm going to learn in a brayso. It says in my middle paragraph pasuk Chaf Aleph, it says Zois Torah HaNazir, which is mashma. There's Torah achas and one din for every Nazir. Bein sheyesh lekapayim, bein she'ein lekapayim. So we see from that we darshan. It's say if a Nazir has hands, say if he does not have. Let's say his hands chas v'shalom got cut off. So the chayra, what does the Gemara mean to say? The Gemara is trying to say that just like a Nazir that's in mechusar kapayim, he's missing his hands. Tenufa is not ma'akiv because he can't do tenufa. What should he do? So ibazoi, if he has hands and he did not do tenufa, the chayra is also not ma'akiv. So what's Pshat Rav says, and what's the Gemara says to Shitzer of Lezer, tenufa is ma'akiv. The chayra, you see from the halacha that a Nazir kapayim is not ma'akiv. Tenufa is not ma'akev, so l'chor even if he has hands, Tenufa is not ma'akev. So after the Gemara, the Ella. So the Gemara is answering to the Makshin. Hadatanya. This is what we learned in another brayso. It says Zos Taras HaNazir. You can learn that from this. Bein sheyesh l'seir, bein she'ein l'seir. What happens if you have a Nazir that naturally he was born without hair? It doesn't have hair, right? Mm-hmm. So how's he mekayim teglachas? Zok the Gemara l'chayra. Huadin, a Nazir that has hair, maybe Tagalachas also shouldn't be ma'akev. Say the same svara. Because you see, if he doesn't have hair, it's not ma'akev. So even if he does have hair, it should be ma'akev. So hachinami, is it possible to say the le ma'akva? It's not possible to say such a thing. But Tanya learned another brayso. Nazir memoirat, a nazir that does not have any hair at all. Beishamai oimrim. Beishamai says, "Ein tzarich lahav tal rosh." Beishamai says he does not have to put a tar or a razor on his hair in order to mekayim his teglachas. Beis Hillel, Beis Hillel says, however, the Brisa says that tzarich lahav tal rosh, he has to be maver a tar on his head in order to get a mitzvah. The Amar Ravina says on this, "My ein tzarich." What does it mean? This Beishamai says ein tzarich. The Beishamai means ein tzarich ein le takana. Means there's no takana. It's a geluach. And it won't help him. Zok the Gemara, you can be dayak. The hala Beis Hillel, yesho takana. According to Beis Hillel, he's mavir a tar. He just has to go along with his head on a razor, even though he doesn't have hair, and then he can become a mitzvah. So kum dois, what the Gemara is trying to say is that you can't explain the brisa that's coming to say compare somebody that has hair, somebody that does not, and learn out taglachas is not ma'akiv. Rather, it's coming to say that a nazir does not have hair. It's coming to compare a nazir does not have hair to a nazir that has hair, and to tell you that even a guy that's bald is mekayim taglachas would be maver sal roisha, like Rashid's Beis Hillel. So here we see that you could also explain the first brisa like that a nazir does not have kapayim is chayiv to be meinif, as just like a nazir would have kapayim. And he's meinif al yidei his whatever he has left over his hands, he has to do tenufa on, even though he does not have kapayim. But the brisa is not coming to say avada that tenufa is not ma'aked. That's not the point of the brisa. So Mela, it's not shver on Rav. Rav says tenufa is ma'akev. We ask from the brisa, and if he doesn't have kapayim, it's not ma'akev. No, it's not pshat on the brisa. The brisa is saying even if he doesn't have any hands, he has to do tenufa with whatever he has left of his hands. Even if he has nothing left, whatever he has, just has to go through the motions of doing a tenufa. Zokt the Gemara, Vahainu, the Gemara is going to bring a raya to this that Ravina explains with Shammai. Vahainu, the Repedas. This is what Ravina says is like Repedas. Amar Repedas, Bishamai says, Bishamai Belezer, Amar Davaracha, Bishamai Belezer say one thing, and then go on the same sheet. Meyer Belezer, which Belezer, the Tanya, we learned the guy B'Tayis and Mitzayra, that he puts from the dam by Mitzayra's halacha, he puts from the dam Hashem on his thumb, on his right thumb, Boyin Yodai Yamanis, and Boyin Ragal Yamanis, his right toe thumb. And what's the halacha? Ein leibo and yad regal. What happens if he's missing those? Ein le tahar lamis. So the brisa says he does not have, he can never get tar because he doesn't have, he's missing those parts. Reb Eliezer. Reb Shimon however says yinichenu al makom, just put it in that area and it's fine. V'yetze and yetze. Chacham say yaniach al shal smo v'yetze. You can put it on the left one and v'yetze. So the Gemara is saying that the Rebbe Lezer and Rebbe Lezer, it says over here in this brayso that Einli Tayir Lamis is the same like Shitas Beis Shammai. Now the Gemara is going to bring another nusach in the sugya. Zakdamar Lishna Achwina, another lashon. Amri Lei. They said some bring the sugya in a different lashon. Amar Rav. Rav said Tnufa ben Nazir is ma'akeves. Rav said Tnufa ben Nazir is ma'akev. And as long as a Nazir did not do Tnufa, it's also to drink wine. So the Gemara explained Aliba the man, who's this going like? Elema, if you want to say Aliba the Rebbe Lezer and the Brisa that we bought before, Pshita, Amma, Maisa, Rebbe Lezer says, La'achar Masim, Smashi has to do all them, La'achar Masim Kulam. So the it's Pasha Tnufa is included that. El Aliba the Rabbana, how are you going to say it's going Aliba the Rabbana that says that after Maisi Yichidi is enough? So, but Shver Hashti Shlem Teglachas, I remember Ma'akev. Rabbanan said that Teglachas is not Ma'akev to drink wine. The Charetz Pasha Tnuv is not Ma'akev. What's a Chiddush? Tnuv Yabayim. Umi Le Ma'akev. And the Gemara asks even more than that. There's a true Kon Rabbanan that's not Ma'akev. But Tan is Oysters and Nazir Ben Sheish Lekapayim Ben Sheish Lekapayim. You see Lechaira that it has that the Torah says Oysters and Nazir. So if he has Kapayim, so it does not have Kapayim. And you could explain the brisa to mean that since it's not ma'akev when he does not have kapayim, so even when he does have kapayim, l'chayr it's not ma'akev. So the Gemara answered according to this lashon, ve'elah the Tanya is always taris hanazi ben sheish l'sei ben shein l'seiar. So you see the same thing in Gabi here of a nazir, whether he has here or does not have here. So it's be shver hachanami the ma'akva. You're going to tell me that it's ma'akev or Tanya nazir memori b'sham. I mean, it's arch lahav tal roish b'salam tzarich. So from this you see, it's muchach that you have to explain the brisa, the first brisa, that it's telling you that somebody that does not have here, that it's not pshat, that it's not ma'akiv. The pshat is that he has to still be meinif as if he has. Zakti Gemara weiter. Gemara wants to maybe bring a slug up this hechach from the brisa. Amar Ravina. Ravina wants to say, my tzarech lebeis Hillel. What does it mean that tzarech lebeis Hillel has to be mavar tal roishai? It means my tzarech lebeis Hillel, tzarech, he has to do it, and since he can't do it, ainli takana, and he can't be Messiah Nazir. So beis Shammai, this that he says ainli tzarech, it means that he does not have to actually do it. Rather, yeshu takana. Either he just mavir a razor on his hair, even though it's not doing anything, or pliga, derei pedas. And according to this lashon, Rabbi Avino is arguing Rabbi Pedas that said that Beis Shammai and Rabbi Lezer is Amar Davar Echad, because Pedas said in the lashon before that Rabbi Lezer and Beis Shammai is Amar Davar Echad, because Rabbi Lezer said that a mitzvah does not have takana if he does not have a bayin yadai, since he has to mekayim the pasuk like it says that he has to put it on his thumb. And the Ummah Sois Beis Shammai said that a nazir has takana, even if it does not have here, and it does not have mekayim the pasuk kiksave. And now that we're saying that according to Beis Hillel, Giluach is ma'akiv, so you have to explain the second. You could explain the second brisa that learns out from Nazir, that a Nazir does not have here to a Nazir that does have here, that Taglach is not ma'akiv. So maybe you could explain even the first brisa that learns out from Nazir does not have kapayim, to Nazir does have kapayim, that Truv is ma'akiv and not like Rav.